Good morning, good morning. I had a little camera problem this morning, it kept falling off. How are we doing? So let's have a look what we've got today. Are you coming in to join me? Who's coming in today to join me? Let's get this show on road. Wellness Wednesday. I'm going to talk a little bit about willpower today and what that actually means. So who's jumping on with me? Da, 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 da. Let's get going. Let's get going. Let's have a look. Okay, here we go. Good morning, good morning. Drop into the comments so I can see who it is. And we'll get rolling. Morning, Julia, up with the lark this morning, or the chicks. That was great, or rather on it. That's great to see you. Feel great energy on the plan this morning. Morning, Donna. Great to see you. How's it going? All right. And good morning, Sophie. Oh, we've got 5 banging. You're all on it this morning. Morning, Jill. Let's get ready to rumble then. Okay, so we all have those days that we suddenly can't stop and just go, right, and don't even think about it, don't we? The willpower. But what is willpower, and do we actually need it? So we say willpower is when we want to resist something, isn't it? And that we decide that we should have more willpower because we want to resist and not go with eating what we want and stuff like that. But often it may be because we're restricting ourselves too much that the willpower isn't there. And I don't really like to use the word willpower, but it's like it's in the dictionary, so it's there. But I think that willpower is too cut and dry, really. And I know that we are getting, tough on ourselves and boot camp and all that sort of stuff, which is right. We've got to be firm. We're the only ones that we're going to lead ourselves and drive ourselves, but you have to hands up occasionally. We do have those days, and often those days occur when we just can't say no. Is that when we are either dehydrated, we haven't had enough water, which is me this morning. I feel dehydrated, haven't woke up and drank my water. It's when you skip your meals and you're hungry, or it's not enough sleep and you're feeling a bit angry, a bit irritable, or when we feel unwell. Sometimes that's something coming on and you don't know what it is when you feel unwell, and when you feel irritated as well. And often you remember probably during and also during female cycle, the menstrual cycle as well. That's always one, isn't it? Everybody says, right, I'm going for the chocolate. So all those things, if you look, there are genuine reasons why we would want to jump on something, but it's just about being aware of those moments. So always check in with yourself, put things away out of sight. That's what I say. The one thing I did yesterday, and again I did it, and I know I did it, was make a cake for Kevin, and yeah, I went for it. I went for the cake, and do you know why? I was feeling tired. I was just feeling tired, irritable, really. So I went for the cake like anyone else does. So if I hadn't made that cake, I wouldn't have had that there to go for. I did include it in my macros. I didn't go over calories, but at the end of the day, it's not what you want to do often. So banning of certain foods, should we ban them or not? Because we have this lack of, willpower, so to speak. No, I don't think we should ban certain foods unless that's your trigger food. So if it is your trigger food and it's around, I wouldn't have it in. So yeah, don't make cake, Gail, don't have that in. Or put it away in a tin and it's well out the way. If it's something you've done for somebody, just put it out of the way. But really, don't make the cake. As I say before, why make the cake? But we're on sort of really cost-cutting, home baking, homemaking exercises rather than buying anything whatsoever in. So they're all homemade stuff that I'm doing at the moment in moderation. So let's have a look what else we can do. So we're removing the word moderation and we're going to put in the word more. So we're going to think about, rather than reducing or eliminating foods, we're going to swap that for thinking about more fruits. It's a bit dark in here this morning. More fruits, more liquids, more protein, more things like that, more vegetables, so that we can put those on our plate during our meal times, which again is going to give us better nutrition. And the other thing that is, it's not willpower, it's remembering that we are responsible for our own priorities, and our priorities should be our health. And as we spoke yesterday about the priorities of getting it right, if we have any health scares and things like that. So we have to make ourselves that priority, and that subject the priority when we're going towards food, and ask ourselves, is that going to affect us? That choice going to affect whatever condition that we might have, or how's it going to serve us? Okay, yeah, like I say, the sudden, it's often, isn't it, not a choice, is it? It's just a thoughtless, mindless, I'm going for that because I'm irritable, I'm tired, I'm feeling a bit under the weather, and I'm dehydrated. So what do we do when we do that? You don't beat yourself up, basically. Don't beat yourself up. Like you see, everyone does it. Everyone does it. And so, nobody's immune from those type of things. They're not. Everybody will do it. So don't beat yourself up, but just move on and learn from it. So yeah, okay, I make a cake once every 3 weeks, something like that, to have. So rather than eliminate things altogether, because no one food can break us unless we decide it's going to be that food or drink that's going to break us, and we are using it as a substitute for happiness somewhere. So we've got to work on the happiness, build our happiness up, and see what's going on there, which everyone on the plan seems to be doing really well, really good, with swapping work hours, and we're all more aware of what we need physically and emotionally, and that is where it comes down to, just sorting out your priorities. So if you're dehydrated today, start to get the water in. If you're skipping meals, organise the meals, get those sorted, get your lunchbox packed, take it with you wherever you're going, or have a backup strategy as to what shop you're going to pass, like Tesco Express, things like that. Remember when I went back to grabbing a piece of protein, small pack of chicken, protein from the Tesco Express, a banana with protein though. Never just grab a banana if you are sinking down, unless you know you're only about 5 minutes away from home and you're going to have your lunch. If that is your lunch, don't just have a banana, because you need your protein wall, otherwise you'll have the insulin drop and then you'll be hungry about an hour later. So always make sure that you're doing that rather than skipping meals altogether. Not enough sleep, got to address that. Not good quality sleep, again, addressing the sleep hygiene. Check in with the room, temperature of the room, because the temperature's starting to change now. The light's starting to change. Do you need blackout blinds in there? What is it? What's occurring there? Have you started to drink coffee past midday? Check in with these things. If your sleep pattern's not very good, is it the worries that you're not sorting out in the day? Well, get your notepad by the side of the bed, scribble down your worries when you wake up. Tell yourself they're there to sort tomorrow when I wake up, and go back to sleep if you can. So are you feeling unwell? We'll go and check in. Let's just rest up a little bit rather than keep pushing if you're feeling unwell. If you keep pushing, you're going to make those poor food choices. So rest up a little bit, take it back, plan what you're going to have. Like if you're feeling unwell, soup is the best one, isn't it? If you're feeling unwell. If you're irritated, what's irritating you? What is irritating you? Yeah. And get to the source of that. So there really, it's willpower versus acceptance. So the more acceptance that it will happen, and what you can do about it when it does happen. I'd like to drop into the comments, what is your food that you, if it's in your house, that you just go on, or is it anything in particular, or is it sweet food, or is it a drink of alcohol in the evening? What is it? What's yours that you know that actually you need to have a little bit out of sight, that'll prevent you from going for that? But will you go for another option? I know sometimes when we do cut things out, in our little mind, we're saying, well, you didn't have that, so you can have this. How many times have we done that? How many times have you done that? I know I have. You're not having that, girl, so you can have this. And yeah, of course, we need some sort of reward. We need some sort of something to make us feel good. So we're going to look at the rewards that we can have in that place. What rewards can I give myself instead of that sweet food reward? What healthy food reward could I have? And also, when you're looking at that, if you are going to reward yourself with food and you think I'll have that, again, look at something that is portion controlled. That's easier for you to say, yeah, well, I'm just going to have one of those. Okay. And that is often isn't one biscuit. When there's a pack there, it could possibly be going and getting yourself some protein bar that's on its own, that's in a pack, or whatever it is that can be your reward if you are going for a food reward. Again, there's nothing wrong with having a food reward, but just, again, there's plenty other things to focus on, to put the focus on it outside of food as rewards, aren't there? Go and get a face mask, a new face mask to try, or in my thing, don't, because you'll have skin irritation, and that will lead to eating bad food if it's around. Who loves the menopause and allergies that it throws up after? So no one food can break you, remember. And remember, you're in control. We are taking responsibility for our choices. So we can't be pushed into it. So when you're going out and you are asked if you want that cake, you're in control of your own. Don't worry about hurting somebody else's feelings just because they've stood all day and made a cake. It's not your problem not to say no. You know, if that's what you want to do, if you want to have a slither, you know, then it's up to you. If you want to have a piece. But, you know, try not to lead with the fact that, oh, I have no willpower, because all you're doing is reinforcing in that you're not in control of your own choices. And what we want to do is do that. I always used to say, if you want the cake, you eat the cake, but you make that choice. If you want a drink on a Saturday night, you have a drink on a Saturday night, whatever night it is, but you've made the choice. Nobody's led you into it, so you feel a lot stronger. You are building up that resistance, that resilience, if you're making the choices and not being led. So cracking on now. Have a great day, and I'll see you later. Let's go. Let's do it. Have a good one.